Hey guys, RJ Winter here with Dennis and Yachting. I'm standing on the swim platform of my newest listing, Mesmerize, a 2013 Hargrave 125 raised pilot house. You'll notice as we walk through the boat, it is all about space. It is one of the largest 125s in its class. Really feels more like a 135, maybe even 140. A lot of that is its 25-foot beam, 7'8" headroom throughout the boat, 5,000 square feet of interior volume, and 320 gross tons, numbers that you just won't find on a 125 typically. So come on aboard. All right, so we'll start here on the swim platform. We've got new teak decks here and on the steps up to the cockpit. That was done only a couple of years ago. We've got these removable stainless steel rails. Great when they're in. It's safer around the platform if you have to be here underway or at anchor or at the dock, but they can pop out if you want to tie the tender up against here for easy boarding, or if you just want to be closer to the water. One clever design cue from Hargrave, the crew quarter has two accesses, one in the cockpit I'll show you, and one right here from the swim platform. The reason this is important is when you're entertaining in the cockpit, the crew can come and go as they please without ever interrupting anything. So now let's head up to the cockpit. All right, so coming to you from the cockpit here, one thing you'll notice right away, I'm 6'5". This is a very good size headroom here. It's 7'8". And what's important with that is, yes, it does give you plenty of sun coverage. It's a full hardtop, but the vertical clearance allows a lot of airflow through here on stuffy days. You'll see there are two broken tables here, which make it very easy to get to either lounge. These are relatively new. They are custom Release Marine tables. Over here, you'll see a very developed wet bar, right? 4-bar stools, refrigerator, ice maker, sink, television that pops out. So this is a really good outdoor entertaining area, but still have a lot of coverage. The second crew access point is right around the port side deck here. That's easy to get to underway, right? If you're the crew, you want to be able to get to the engine room and to the crew quarter underway without having to go back there. So that was a good dual access point design from Hargrave. All right, so here we find ourselves in the salon. This boat is all about entertaining on a grand scale, so this is obviously a very important room. As you can see, it's really open concept for the most part. It's symmetrical on either side. You've got two 10-foot sofas over here. Nice 60-inch high-low television here. And when it's down, as you can see, you've got beautiful art glass. Throughout the boat, it's high-gloss walnut with espresso and taupe accenting in places, which really brings the interior out. It really pops. You can even see back here, there is a bar. While it's all closed up, it all looks the same, but very easily this opens up and becomes a bar. All right, so forward of the salon, you'll find us in the formal dining area. We've got dining for 10 on a very nice, beautiful high gloss walnut table with posing dark taupe and espresso. And then it's also a great area just for hanging out, playing cards, meetings, what have you. You'll see beautiful tall windows for great visibility on either side. Lots of storage up against the bulkhead on either side as well. So as we go in the walkway here forward to the galley, got a beautiful day head. The faucet, the grout faucet, really is a piece of art from Hargrave. It runs all the way from the ceiling right into the basin. Forward of that, you'll find the raised pilot house that we'll talk about in a little bit. But that's a great feature. It keeps the captain and the crew away from the guests. Generally, that's what they want while they're underway and while you're entertaining, and it's also what you want. They're unencumbered, not in your space. And now we'll move forward into the galley. All right, forward here in the galley. You'll notice this is a very different galley than pretty much anything you'll find on a 125. And the reason being, when this boat was built, this was designed to be a focal point of the socializing area, much like we do in the American market, right? It's not rude or inappropriate for guests to all be hanging out in the kitchen. And that is one of the focal points that Hargrave wanted to strike home here. So unlike a European galley where it is just a workspace for the crew, this is designed for owners. This is designed for chartering. This is designed for guests. Okay, you'll see one of the big features here is a massive 132 square foot pantry. Obviously there's plenty of refrigeration. You've got, ice maker, dishwasher, trash compactor. All appliances are either Sub-Zero or GE, so very easy to service, very robust systems. You have a beautiful, more than just a breakfast nook up there. That really is an area for dining if you'd like. Also a great place if people are hanging out in the salon and you just kind of want to get away for a little bit. Forward windows let plenty of light in here. There are electric blinds on that as well, so you don't have to go forward and lower them. And then one beautiful thing about this galley, while it is really designed for entertaining, for families, for large groups, there will be times you want it to just be a workspace and you're just having formal dining, what have you. All right, so we are in what Hargrave adequately calls the doghouse, which is going to be port side of the vessel, forward of the dining and forward of the lower accommodation staircase. What I wanted to point out here is stackable washer dryers. Obviously a boat this size is going to have that, but there are two. There's this one and then there's one for the crew. So again, keeping in tune with the fact that the American market is going to want more appliances. We're not afraid to do our own laundry. It's very easy access without having to go down in the crew. You also have a very large wine cooler. I believe it's 132 bottles of wine and some great storage in there. A little challenge with the vertical clearance, but there's tools, vacuum cleaners. Under the raised pilot house is basically that area over there. All right, so we are down here in the foyer of the lower accommodations area. A couple things you'll notice about this. Beautiful marble floor with stainless steel accents. This last step here is 54 inches wide. So it's very easy to get up and down the steps. If you are carrying something, if two people are passing, if it's rough seas, it's very wide throughout. So one of the beautiful selling features and key features of this boat is that every stateroom is a king-size bed. Even these two, separate right now, easily slid together and create a king-size bed. To have 4 king-size bed cabins in a 125 is not a common thing. All right, welcome to the master stateroom. You'll notice when you walk in the room, the first thing that hits you, as it should be, is this beautiful king-size bed. Beautiful headboard, mirrored lights. You have contrasting grains of walnut. Just very well done. Hargrave really did a beautiful mix of materials and colors, the color palette throughout the whole boat. You'll also notice one of the intents of the stateroom was to have everything facing the bed. That includes even 2 walk-in closets, which is rare on this size. They're even angled facing the bed. Obviously, the television on the forward bulkhead is facing the bed. Beautiful chest of drawers on your port side, and then a lounge on your starboard side for when you just need a little more privacy. Maybe some people, or just too many people up top, and you need to get away for a little bit. All right, here I'm in the master head. So one thing you'll notice, large counter space here, beautiful basin style sink, mirrored glass with toilet on the outboard side. Stepping into a massive center shower with 2 access points, because you'll see that the port side of the boat here has a fully redundant his and hers head, including 2 toilets, 2 sinks, obviously ample storage, and dual access to the center shower. All right, so down here in the crew quarter, you've got your crew mess, television, crew sink, refrigerator, microwave, little galley of sorts. And one thing you'll find most unique down here is it is a 3-cabin crew boat, 5 crew sleeping total, and every crew cabin has its own head. That is a very unique feature that's typically reserved for much larger boats. All right, well, here we are in my favorite room of any boat, the engine room on Mesmerize. You'll see that the boat is powered by very reliable Caterpillar C32 Acerts, 1825 rating. Caterpillar C32s, if you talk to any captain out there, are some of the most reliable marine propulsion plants you can have. The vessel AC power load is powered by twin Caterpillar generators, one on either side. You'll also see there is a modern Spot Zero combo system right up there, which is going to be a water filtration system and reverse osmosis. And then to the port side here, there's a staircase up into the side walkway of the port deck. And that's what I was pointing out earlier in the cockpit, where the crew has secondary access for when the vessel's underway. They can come into the engine room, obviously check the engines, do their engines check, but then also go through the stainless steel engine room door into their cabins. All right, so I'm here in the raised pilot house. You'll notice this is very different than a raised pilot house you'd find in a European-style boat of this size. Mostly the fact that you can see from it. If you've ever stood in the raised pilot house of a 125 European brand style boat, you'll notice you can't really see. So you have a center helm, good visibility. The helm here, you're running 6 displays, all run off the Furuno 3D NavNet system. Fully redundant controls here, as you would find up on the fly as well. Captain's desk to get some work done, be away from the guests for a little bit. And while this is a raised pilot house, primarily an area for the captain, there is 2 lounges, one on either side. Great for guests that want to watch the captain at work, that want the best view in the house, and easy access up to the flybridge. All right, walking up through the staircase of the raised pilot house obviously puts you up on the bridge. Fully redundant helm up here. We actually are running a brand new 22-inch Garmin in addition to the Furuno NavNet system. 2 benches on either side here facing forward, which adequately give at least 6, maybe 7 people forward-facing visibility while you're underway. And of course, every flybridge wouldn't be a flybridge without a beautiful wet bar here. 3 distinct socializing areas, 2 of them here with custom granite tables that are only a couple years old. All right, and here on the aft deck, you'll find the second wet bar I was talking about. Drawer refrigeration, freezers, sink, a cooktop, and even a large grill, all up here. Really a second outdoor galley, if you will. We have a jacuzzi spa tub center line here with a bunny pad on the outboard side. Nice countertop here with 2 bar stools, kind of completing the element of the wet bar here. And then a 3rd lounging area, also with a custom granite tabletop. As far as tenders on the boat, we've got 3 that convey. A Boston Whaler 150 Super Sport with a 60 horsepower Mercury outboard, and 2 newer 2021 Yamaha jet skis. Obviously all deployed very easily with a 2,500-pound davit back here. When these are in the water, this becomes a beautiful open deck. You can put lounge chairs and just congregating for a large crowd. All right, so up here on the bow, you'll see obviously a forward-facing lounge here, really for 3, possibly 4 people. Large deck area here to congregate. And then for those that want totally unobstructed sun coverage, you have a nice lounge bunny pad up here to be all the way forward in the boat. So thank you for joining me on the walkthrough of Mesmerize, a 2013 Hargrave 125 raised pilot house. Hopefully you saw in the video just how large this boat is. One of the largest in its class for a 125, a tenured crew, and ready for its new owner.